Alright, y'all. Well, it's the next day. Ran into some more problems. So it seems to be the trend here. These plugs and stuff down in here. There's our flashlight. They are quite rough. Turn this on. And yeah, there's a new one compared to the older ones. And I'm gonna have to take a screwdriver and scrape out the hole there to even get the socket down in there. And here's a little better example of the old plugs. Pretty rough looking. Here's my old wire. Pretty rough. And so I did that one wire, and then I went to get the wire that goes to the coil out of the way. And well, my coil should not be dangling like this, but I should have put the mount back on it. It's probably good that I didn't. As soon as I unplugged the old wire from the top there, the weight just broke the wire that's supposed to go here. So these wires go, which these wires used to throw off a spark when I first got this tractor, and I didn't really get into it because it ran, and that's what I needed to do. So I've just got off the phone with an old timer from town here, and them wires go into right in here. It's dark, I won't even do that to you. Which is like a relay. The battery cables go down to it, and then it kind of dispenses the power elsewhere. So there's wires that come from the relay to the coil, and then there's a wire that goes from the coil into the points. And that wire broke on me as soon as I unplugged that. It fell, and I found a brand new piece that I could crimp to that fit right over that little bolt on the coil. And as I was in the process of trying to strip that wire to where I could put it back on, there's this little wire here, I then pulled it out of the distributor. So the old timer told me that I could just get some regular 16 gauge electrical wire and do all of it and just rerun it, and that I'd be in good shape. So I'm going to finish the plugs and wires, I think, first, and then I'm going to mark all my wires and take them back off of the distributor and get the cap off and see if I can't find where that wire goes to and do all that. And in that process, I'm probably going to see that my rotator in there is probably looking pretty burnt, and my points probably need replaced and all that good stuff. Not that it doesn't need done. It just, yeah, money's tight always, you know. So I don't know. We might, while we're doing all this, and obviously I'm going to be digging in there looking at it, we might just replace the points and that rotator, but I got to get in there to look at them first. So that's where we're at. I'm going to get back to my screwdriver chisel here and try to get the rest of these plugs out. So I'm going to get after it. Alrighty, I had to go and get the proper socket for plugs, which I needed to do anyway. And now we have all the new plugs and wires in. Now I just have to which I will be working on tomorrow. Taking off this cap and fixing that wire that I mentioned earlier, but that might take a day or two. I'm not sure. I didn't go to the store to a store that had any electrical wire. One of my buddies is supposed to come down tomorrow and bring me a few pieces, so we might get it done tomorrow. We might not, but I should at least have the wire tomorrow. So that is all this video is going to conclude on the tractor. Unfortunately, we did not have my happy ending of pulling out of the barn with the smile on my face, but we are getting there. So I have that to do, and then I still have my dash cluster here, and we'll be getting to that. So yeah, we're gonna keep on working on her. She's gonna run eventually. Thanks for hanging out with us. All right, y'all. Well, over the last couple of days, I have acquired some wire and took my distributor all the way off because the way it is down there behind that bucket, without all that, it's hard to adjust your points and all that stuff, let alone put a new wire on like I did. And yeah, I went to try it out last night, and it the battery was too dead on me. So yeah, we are about to try it. So babe just got home from work, and it is my birthday, so let's cross our fingers and hope this old girl fires up. All right, guys, let's do it. I don't know if that's right or not. All right, guys, the camera died. I wouldn't pay attention just when I was about to start this tractor up. But she is alive. It's funny because it actually didn't start when the camera died anyway. I guess I could have went back on it, but after it all happened, I was too devoted to actually fixing my tractor than making a video for YouTube. So, but what ended up happening was when the wire broke off of the coil, I went to strip it to put a new end on it, and I pulled it off the side of my distributor. And when I had to pull the distributor out because it's right here, and I couldn't get into it to mess with it. I called an old timer. He told me that wire goes to my point. So I pulled the distributor out and ran a new wire to the point and shoved it through the distributor to where I could hook it up to the coil and all that good stuff. And I ended up putting it in 180 degrees backwards. I didn't know to mark it or anything like that, but that's how you learn this type of stuff. So I went to start it, and it didn't start, obviously, and the loudest backfire I'd ever heard. I knew something was wrong, and I did some research, and everything kind of pointed to it being 180 degrees at a time. And I talked to another old timer, good friend of mine, and he as soon as I told him, it's just instantly what came out of his mouth. So I climbed down underneath of the tractor, and right down here is a hole. And well, first I took all my spark plugs out, that way there wouldn't be any compression of any type, and I rolled it over with a screwdriver. And as soon as I got it to zero, there's markings on the flywheel there. As soon as I got to zero, I pulled the distributor back out, and well, when I took the cap off, the rotor was facing straight towards number 3. So sure enough, that's what it was, and that was the fastest ordeal this whole operation. It didn't take me 5 minutes to turn that flywheel and pull the distributor out and get it spun around where it needed to be, and I slapped it all back in, and damn near jumped through the roof of my barn when this thing started up. It's been a long time now that the tractor hadn't been running. So yeah, very grateful, very happy, and learned a lot in this process. And there's a lot to do to it still, but she's running right now. So alrighty, we'll see you guys in the next one.